Hello, my name is Karen Seymour. My capstone project is titled Chronic Absenteeism, a Community Problem, a Community Solution. I chose this topic because teaching first grade in Amsterdam, New York, many parents may not realize how often their child is absent from school. A missed day here and there may not seem like a big deal compared to missing a lot of days in a row. However, even just missing 2 days a month can add up to a child being considered chronically absent. Chronic absences keep kids from getting the consistent instruction that they need to build on their basic skills. And especially for kids with learning disabilities and language barriers, there's something else to consider. Frequent absences not only mean less instruction, but they are often missing opportunities for intervention, reteaching, and enrichment. The questions that drove my project are: why are students chronically absent? What are the causes behind these students missing school? How can the school and community help students who are chronically absent? What are some intervention methods that can be used that the school and community can implement to help these students make sure they're getting to school every day? And how can the school and community prevent students from becoming chronically absent? So, what are some prevention strategies that we can do to make sure that students who are in school stay in school? After doing research, the causes that I found of being students who are chronically absent are poor academic achievement. Students who are struggling in school may not have the motivation to come to school. Bullying. Students who are having issues with peers may not feel like the school is a safe environment for them to come to. Personal illness. Students who are lacking in healthcare may be may have be sicker than other students who have access to healthcare and doctors all the time. Caring for another family member. A lot of our students are being taken care of by family members who are older than them, um, or significantly older than them, or their grandparents, and they are the caretaker for the members in their family. Mental or emotional health issues, this has to do with them as well as anybody in their home. And difficulties with housing or food. Of course, when you are homeless or struggling for food, that puts a lot of stress on the student and the family, and therefore they may not be up to coming to school all the time. The first step that I, the first step to creating a plan for combating chronic absenteeism is creating an action team. So who is on this attendance? I created an attendance team. The attendance team would consist of the principal or assistant principal, the success mentors, which are people who can help mentor the students who are chronically absent to make sure that they are coming to school, making sure their homework is done, making sure everything is okay at home. Classroom teachers, the guidance counselors, a parent school liaison, social workers, the school nurse, and various community partners. The goals of the attendance team would be monitoring attendance and chronic absence using data, pair chronically absent students with success mentors, giving them somebody to rely on and who can rely on them to make sure that they are coming to school every day. Creating positive messages about attendance for students and families, and making sure families know how important it is to come to school. Design strength-based interventions to improve attendance, and holding celebrations or competitions between classes and grades to motivate students to want to come to school. Step 2, obtain funds and other support. There's many grants and funds out there that are willing and ready to give money to schools to help make sure students stay in school. One of these America's Promise Alliance, which leads to the alliance of organizations, communities, and individuals dedicated to making the promise of America real for every child. The Grad Nation campaign also is another program that mobilizes Americans to increase the on-time school graduation rate, making sure students are college and career ready. Everyone Graduates Center combines analysis of the causes, location, and consequences of the nation's dropout crisis with the development of tools and models designed to keep all students on the path to graduation. Step 3, identifying starting points. It's important to identify what the problem is in order to create interventions and prevention strategies that can target. The first starting point would be a development of early warning prevention and intervention systems. It's important to have strategies that have been proven to work with other programs and schools in the past. Developing positive messages for youth and families. We want to make sure families know how important it is that their child is in school and coming to school every day. Implementing supportive engagement strategies. We want to make sure that the families feel included in their child's success and education. Brainstorm different ideas to raise public awareness in the community about the effects of chronic absenteeism. These students live in the community. People who even people who are not their parents and families know these children, and we want to get them all on board with the fact that every child needs to be in school every day. Step 4, developing a 3-year plan. The first year, we would focus on identifying chronically absent students and providing those students with basic interventions, such as creating visuals, highlighting students with good attendance, and incentive programs. The second year, we would be engaging the families by creating a school community that is warm and welcoming. That could be after school programs, before school programs, during schools, things that make sure that families know that they are included in the school community and that they are important to their child's success. In year 3, engaging the community by providing school breakfast programs and food pantry, making sure that the hunger issues for students are taken care of before coming to school. Even conducting a safe walk to school program to make sure that students feel safe when coming to school. Conducting a clothing drive for winter coats and school uniforms to make sure that students are prepared in their clothing to come to school during all seasons. And organizing health interventions such as flu and dental clinics to make sure that students are staying healthy and making sure that all students have access to good health care as well as dental care. Step 5, continue planning and working. We want to make sure that we are constantly reminding and encouraging students why they should be at school every day. We want to make sure that they attend and decrease the student absenteeism rate. Schools should continue implementing a variety of ways to add attendance incentives into the school year. There should be incentives in the beginning, middle, and end of the school year to make sure that students are staying on target. School administrators and teachers need to continue reaching out to the parents and guardians of the students, especially for the students who are at risk of having low attendance. The way that we would evaluate if these interventions are working is the attendance team will collect and monitor the following data, and this data will be reviewed each semester. The total number of days absent for each student enrolled throughout the school year. So that is the basic data point that we teachers collect and every day that they take attendance. The number of parental notifications sent. I know it is critical to make sure that parents are receiving these notifications and reading and paying attention to what their child, how many days of school their child is missing. The number of parental meetings held to discuss student attendance. We want to make sure that parents are engaged and active in their students' education. And number of phone calls made to inform parents about their son or daughter's attendance. We definitely want to make sure that students and parents are on the same page, and we want to make sure that the parents are on board with the fact that their child needs to be in school. I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to utilizing this program in suggesting it to my administrator. Thank you.